Here we are at Hold My Beer, Mowers Gone Wild, and I'm Travis, and here I am, I'm with Tatertot. This is my original tractor. This actually used to cut my lawn, and it's been a long story ever since, and that's what I'm kind of here to tell you about. Want to introduce it. You're going to see it in a lot of our videos, and you're going to see a lot of it coming up in the future as well. This is the first of more or less my fleet of 3 at the time. This actually was very stock and still kind of. I am running the 19.5 horse that it came with. It's been great. We did have some issues a lot with the rear end. This did have the trying to think of the word for it, but it's more or less a 2-belt system, and it used a centrifugal clutch that more or less worked off the clutch of your speed, and you're burning up a lot of belts. I'd get about 25 miles an hour. I can go about 2 laps around the farm, and then next thing you know, my belt would be so hot it'd literally almost just fall right off. So obviously that is not dependable, and that's what we're trying to go for. So I actually took the rear end off Predator that you've seen in other videos, and we'll keep seeing. I actually took the rear end off. That was a Spicer 5-speed. Put that on here. It was a lot of fabrication. We actually had Matt help me, and we made the shifter now where the engage used to be for the deck. So we reused all that, and that's actually where I run the clutch spring as well, which we had to put on there. And I'll get some footage of that to kind of show where we have the clutch, because this is more or less all custom now. Everything from the front and back when it comes to the drive system and all the pulleys and idlers. It's kind of a mess, but it works. It's very fast, and it's been very dependable. I've had a lot of fun with it, and now I'll kind of go into some more detail on it. So Tatertot is my original. I got kind of funny with it on the second race. I ended up actually painting it all. Branded it Tatertot. My more or less comes from my last name. It was my nickname growing up. And then got a little cocky and wrote "See ya" on the back so everyone can, see me as I went by. And did add the foot throttle. That's pretty much kind of a staple to a lot of our tractors here. We've all gone with them. They're great. They've been very good. They can get a little mud buildup, but it's been the most dependable other than trying to use a hand throttle in all our corners and obstacles. It's just, you need the foot throttle. Bypasses the governor. You just get a cleaner response. Obviously, you can't hold it full throttle. You got to be responsible with it. So we do have a hood latch on this one as well. Had too many times this hood was just bashing, flying up and down. You can see I wasn't as careful painting. So we do have some red on the cover. I actually do not run an air cleaner. We hit too much water and mud, and I know that it can cause issues in my carburetor, but it actually hasn't. It actually caused more issues with it on. I kept clogging them, and it was bogging down on me, and then again not being responsive or dependable. So I'll kind of get into a lot of the custom side of this, starting with the clutch drive. So if you look here, this has actually been welded halfway into the middle now. So when you actually push this, that all moves, which then again moves that, engaging and disengaging. And also you might notice is I do have a 10-inch pulley now in the very front. Do have spacers to keep this in line with the rear end. So again, I do have a Spicer 5-speed. This is a 1-belt drive now. All custom with the shift linkage. I do have the ag tires. That was actually probably the best birthday gift anyone could have ever asked for. The day after our first race was my birthday, and they decided to give me ag tires for my tractor, as they must have known that this was going to be a thing. So that's kind of what stapled all this and has made it to where now I have Predator, and then I'm also building my girlfriend her tractor, as I've talked about, and we'll have build videos of that as well as everything else that we have. But really, it's pretty stock, other than, not being the original transmission. Motor's all stock. We do have, again, the tether that we always have to have. When this gets pulled, the motor shuts off. The ignition still works. Not a whole lot to really talk about. It's a very inexpensive build. You just need to have some pieces to be able to make it all go together. This has, again, been one of the fastest tractors. Actually, on our top 10 list, this was number 1. It did beat the murder mower over there,
but Murder Mower was pretty weak in the steering when I went up against it. So we'll see what happens this year. We're going to have that list shake up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys will watch and tune in and actually get to see and keep up with what tractor is doing what, and see who you're rooting for. I'll have some highlights of Tatertot out there running. You'll be able to kind of see what it does and how it does perform. And it's going to just get better and better. Right now it's geared way too ridiculous for the snow and ice that we have up here in Michigan. So I did struggle in the winter race. It did finish third out of the 9 that we had, but I'm still thinking that's respectable. It was out by about 4 seconds from the top. So everyone take care, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.